So we notch the sides of our sleeve. We just notch it slightly so that it balances well into the armhole area. So we do this for the lining, and we also do this for the main fabric. So after doing that, we'll place the collar around the neck, but before we do that, we have to top stitch the collar. We'll join the edges of the collar together so that it won't keep pulling out or shifting when you're sewing it. So we notch the middle and place it directly on the neckline of the blouse, and then we'll pin it round. So we join the sleeves together, and we join the lining, the fabric, we join both together. Make sure everywhere is well steamed. So we remark the points we've already marked initially for the pocket opening. So these are pockets. We're going to place it on top of it, mark the line on top of it, and stitch all the way around. So we're going to stitch to get a slight rectangle of size 0.5 inches by say 6 inches. So pin it together. So we'll do exactly the same thing for the left side that we've already done on the right side. So you start stitching around the rectangle. Well, it's not that you're stitching, there is no rectangle marked here, but you're going to make a rectangle around the line you've marked. So it's going to be 0.5 inches wide, then about 6 inches long. So when we get to the edge, we'll back stitch, we'll raise the lever and then bring it down. So we'll continue stitching all the way around. Always remember to take off your pins while you're stitching to avoid your needle getting broken and causing issues. So exactly the same way we've stitched this part, we're going to stitch the other part too. But before then, we're going to notch the middle. We're going to make a cut along that line we marked initially, all the way almost to the end, before we slash and slash, then do the other slash on the other edges. The essence of slashing is like to make it relax, to make it balanced. So you take it inside, take every single thing inside. So this is how it looks when we're done. At this stage, the next thing we need to do is to iron it. We can iron before top stitching, but you just have to iron it. So you're going to repeat the same process for the other side. So you can actually see the opening the same way it is in the other one. So we take it to the ironing table and then we iron it. So for the neck, you have to top stitch the base of the collar to make both of them stick together, to avoid shifting and making your work look very tacky when you actually start attaching it to the neckline. So this is what it looks like. We take the center, place it to the center, pin it together all the way to 1 inch before the edge of the blouse. So remember, you have to stop just before zip allowance. Okay, so we stitch it using 1/2 inch sewing allowance. Make sure the collar does not overlay the fabric, and make sure the fabric does not overlay the collar. There's a distinguishing feature about this collar. It does not stretch. That's unlike every other part of the jersey that stretches. The collar does not stretch. You just stitch it that way, don't stretch it, else you're going to have the fabric around the neckline gathered, and definitely you don't want that effect. So to avoid the gathering effect, don't stretch your collar. So we'll leave 1 inch before the edge. So you can look at the finished look. Now we have the sleeve. The next thing we have to do is to attach the jersey to the edge of the sleeve. So here's a piece of jersey. We're going to work with what we have. Normally we can make it a little loose, but then we would work with what we have. So we stretch out to get enough jersey for the edge of the blouse. So we keep stretching. You don't use the exact measurements, you keep stretching until you get just enough for the edge. When you get what you need, you cut out the rest of it. So you can now use the rest of it, divide it by 2, and now use it to make the wrist. So this is going to be for the 2 wrists. So you fold it in 2, even though it looks really tiny. You fold it in 2, cut out the middle and attach each separately. So you back stitch. Okay, take it all the way to the end. Do the same thing to the other one. So you fold it. Place it this way. You tuck the sleeves into it and join using 0.5 inch sewing allowance. So you remember to keep stretching all the way down to you get to the edge, to the last part where the fabric joins to the jersey on the wrist. So you turn it outside, and this is exactly what it looks when you're done. So for the base, you start attaching the base. Now you don't start from the edge of the base to attach. You can start at the joining points of the front and the back piece. Fold the jersey in half and start attaching. Remember to keep stretching. That's what gives it the gathering effect on the base. So you keep stretching it, and when you're about to get to the edge, you separate one of the folded parts from the other one so that it stays open. Okay, so you also attach this other part open. Don't fold it, don't close it. So you just stitch it down. Remember to keep stretching it. So now that you're done, you can see how it is. The other parts were actually stitched on, but this one was stitched single. This edge was stitched singly. So look how clean our sleeves look. We're going to repeat this for the other side too. So after repeating it for the other side, we're going to turn the base of the fabric and the lining. We're going to turn them together from the inside. So we join the jersey to the lining. Okay, so we keep stretching the jersey. We turn it inside. Then we join the jersey with the lining using 0.5 inch sewing allowance. Putting the bulk of the jacket all inside. So while stitching, before we stop stitching, we'll leave about 5 inches to the end, before the end of the stitch, so that we can turn out the jacket from the 5-inch opening. Make sure your opening is not too big or too small. If it's too big, you're going to have a whole lot of work to tack it back with hand needle. But if it's too small, it will be very difficult for you to turn out the bulk of the bomber jacket inside out. So remember to keep stretching your jersey over the non-elastic lining. So we take it out and turn inside out from that small opening we left. So for the opening, how are we going to stitch it? For the opening, we're going to tack it with hand needle eventually. Going to tack this part with a hand needle. You can still stitch some bits before we tack with the hand needle, but while stitching we will need to turn the whole lining and the whole jacket inside out. So look how neatly finished our bomber jacket is. Thank you for watching. See you in the next training video. Remember to practice, practice, practice. It's very important. Don't just watch this video and say you understand or you don't understand. Just keep practicing all the way around.